1991. Birds and people are living together in seemingly perfect harmony. Until one day, a young man catches fire. This is Phoenix.
Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Game Week 31 deadline stream. Another deadline to get under the belt. Tuesday deadline, 6 o'clock p.m. It's 6 p.m. I keep saying 6 o'clock p.m. Doesn't make sense. 6 p.m. UK time is the deadline, just under 2 hours. My moves are already locked in. They have been since Sunday night. I haven't changed anything since team selection yesterday. So I've done Salah, Darwin, and Sarabia in. Fernandes, Foden, and Watkins out. 500k subs by the end of the season. I don't think so. Not even sure we're going to hit 400k, let alone 500k. It'd be cool to get another 100k in the next 4 or 5 weeks, but I don't think it's going to happen somehow. Anyway, I hope you're all doing well. Is Darwin essential this week? No. This is one of those weeks where you go against Salah, everyone captains him, and it really goes one way or another, really well or really bad. Yeah, I think this is where FPL Challenge is kind of nice, because I'm probably going to go without Salah in that, because ultimately it doesn't matter if it goes wrong. There's always a next week. But I think with normal FPL, which is what most of us are talking about, of course, I'm definitely captaining him. Anyone considering triple captain Salah? I'm not sure about that personally. Because it's a midweek fixture, I'd be a little bit concerned about minutes, I guess, but it's certainly not a bad option. I'd rather captain Salah in the double. Not feeling great having Mateta over Darwin. Couldn't afford Darwin. Like, it is what it is. You can always get another Liverpool player in later on. Like, I think there's just this big worry because it's Sheffield United at home. And look, I'm very happy I've got double attack, but it doesn't mean it's definitely going to work. FPL challenges double points for forwards, 4 times points on Nunez for the ultimate redemption. You could go for that, yeah. If taking Foden out, who else could you put in apart from the template? Well, who are you looking at? Who are you looking at? You could go for a different Arsenal attacker, different Liverpool attacker, maybe, if you wanted to. No, I can't forget about your love. Already singing, we're only just in. Doesn't mean I've changed the music at least, nice and early. Lee, how's it going? -4 to get Salah, Sarabia, Cunha, or take an additional -4 to upgrade Cunha to Darwin. So a -8. I'd probably take the -8. I don't know if I'd, well, I don't know if I'd want Sarabia and Cunha, to be honest with you. -8 sounds like quite a lot. Could you not just get Darwin later on for free? Shall I play Pascal? Oh, member for 20 months. Darkstride, thank you very much. Shall I play Pascal Gross or transfer Watkins to Isaac Muniz and play one of them instead? Gross is a differential. Brighton have got Brentford away. I think you can just play Gross if you want to. Nothing wrong with that. I think the transfer is also fine, by the way, for Isaac, but you could definitely just play Gross. Should I take a -4 to do Tony to Darwin? I'm free hit 34. No, probably not. Tony's fine this week. Wildcard 30 and already have a worse team than free hit 29. Ouch. I mean, I said this last week, right? Game week 30 wasn't going to look the best for free hit 29, at least my team, but game week 31 was going to look a lot better. And next week will be slightly worse again. Just is what it is. Played wildcard last week, so nothing to do this week, but got Edison and Petrovic. Would you do Raya in playing free hit 34? Nothing. I think you just play Petrovic, right? I don't think you need to make a goalkeeper transfer. There's less than 2 hours until the deadline, so, and I'm doing a deadline stream, so no, there's not going to be a challenge video. I don't know. Do people want to see a challenge video? Is FPL? I don't know. I think I might just start including it in other videos I do, to be honest. But with the quick turnaround, no real interest in doing an FPL challenge video. Maybe in a normal game week. Had 3 flagged attackers. So force into a -4. Did Hwang and Watkins to Havertz and Darwin. Good moves. Yeah, it could be, yeah. Havertz is a nice little punt, I think. I could have removed Gordon instead. No, I wouldn't. No, there's no reason to get rid of Gordon instead of Hwang, to be honest with you. Play Doughty or Taylor? Taylor. -4 for 8 Nuri. Probably not. I'd just play Taylor. Doughty could be out. We don't know for sure. Sheriff member for 30 months. Thank you very much. On a wildcard and bench boost 34, is Kelleher okay or will Allison be back? Allison might be back. We just don't know. So you could go Pickford for safety, I guess. Because you're going to play Raya most weeks anyway, right? I can't decide between Darwin, Solanke or Isak for the Watkins replacement. No free hit left. Ooh, I'd probably go Darwin in that case. Solanke's the safer pick, but I'd probably go Darwin. Thomas, you have not taken a -4. No way. Surely not. Any updates on Gusto or Trippier? Not that I've seen. I mean, Gusto's not playing until Thursday, so we won't hear from Pochettino until tomorrow. I don't know if there was anything about Trippier, to be honest with you. Eddie Howe would have done his press conference. I don't know if I completely missed it. Let me see if I can just find it here. Someone else might know. Yeah, not sure. I would guess he's a bit of a doubt again. Don't know if anyone else has seen something. FPL Leaks gives Trips a tick. Who's FPL Leaks? Play Doggy or Gusto? I'd probably just play Doggy. Or free transfer Lascelles to a 4 point. I just play Doggy, I think. Watkins to Darwin, Saka to Salah. Oh my days. What? Watkins to Darwin, Saka to Salah for Solanke, Haaland, Darwin attack. Okay. Or Watkins to Muniz, Bailey to Salah. And have midfield part. So basically, Watkins to Darwin, Saka to Salah, or just Watkins to Muniz. selling Saka before Luton at home does not sound very nice. So I guess I'd go for the second one, especially if you can just get Darwin or Diaz in later on. Start Porro or Zabani? I'd start Porro. Stephen Gallagher, member for 71 months. So close to 6 years. Ridiculous. Thoughts on Havertz in a double attack with Saka on wildcard? Or get Diaz in a triple Liverpool attack? I think I would just get Diaz in, ready for... Oh, actually, they both got a double, haven't they? I still prefer Diaz, though, for Sheffield United at home. Like, Luton at home is good. I just trust Diaz a bit more, I guess. There's nothing wrong with Havertz, by the way, if you want to go for it. Finn Tax, thank you very much. Genre, I have to take a -12 this week. Do you have to? Do you have to take a -12? Foden, White, or Son, 8 Nuri? If I go the Son route, it allows Reyes, Semenyo, or it would be Pickford, Mateta. When you say go the Son route, you mean as in don't own him? Or do own him? Like, I think Reyes, Semenyo, and Son, 8 Nuri probably sounds best, I think. I'm not sure you have to take a -12, though. Start Castagna over Reguilon. Forest away. Brighton at home. I mean, Castagna's been playing pretty regularly, hasn't he? I'd probably go for Reguilon, I think, at home. Contemplating Watkins, Gordon, and Saliba to Darwin, Salah, and Kivior. I don't think so. I don't think selling Saliba is a good move, to be honest with you. I mean, Kivior presumably will start again, but there has to be a little bit of worry about his place in that team, right? If Zinchenko's fit, he can play. Tomiyasu can play there as well. I just wouldn't buy him. I certainly wouldn't sell Saliba for a hit. Fazy, how's it going? Deadline streams are so fun. Good. Bench Solanke or Foden? Probably Foden, just because I'd want the penalty taker, but it's pretty close. I think either way is fine. Watkins and Gordon to Mateta and Salah, or Watkins, Gordon, Foden to Darwin, Salah, and Sarabia -4. I'd probably do the second one, but I would say that because that's pretty much what I've done. Foden, Ake, Watkins for Salah, Richards, and Darwin -8. Doesn't sound great, to be honest. Can you not just do Watkins? No, okay. I mean, maybe. It sounds pretty ugly to me, though. On wildcard, free hit 34, bench boost 37, Zinchenko. Or, there's no way I'd buy Zinchenko. No way. Like, he may well start, but what about the next game and the next game? Arteta will change it around at the back. Luton are knackered. I mean, it wouldn't be completely surprising to see some changes, yeah, but I'm not sure I'd like to hazard a guess at them. Like, presumably Gabriel and Saliba will still start. Could we see Zinchenko and Tomiyasu? Possibly. Do Watkins to Isak or Darwin from -4 or just play Zabani free hit 34? I think if you're on free hit 34, I'd probably just get Isak. I think just because it saves you a transfer later. Potentially, unless Isak gets injured, which may well happen. Darwin for a -4. I mean, it depends what the -4 is, doesn't it? I mean, I think for anyone buying Darwin Nunez, there is, of course, a chance he just doesn't start. Right? I think you've got to prepare yourself for that. It's not a guarantee. Hopefully he will, but no one can tell you for sure. Saka and Nunez potentially not starting. Yeah, potentially not starting for sure. Which two to play? Zabani, Kirkez, and Branthwaite. I don't even know who Everton have got. Newcastle away, of course. I'd probably just play the two Bournemouth. I guess the problem is, will Kirkez definitely start? I mean, Kelly's back now. And if he doesn't start, will he come on? Maybe. You could play it safer with Branthwaite, but I think I'd just go for the two Bournemouth at home. We need to talk about Mbeumo, yay or nay this week. I think he's not a bad punt, but I don't think there's a guarantee that he starts. I will say that he looked very good when he came on against Man United. So if he's fully fit, presumably, like, he is the better option. If they're going to play just two up front, he is the better option alongside Tony. Like, this is good, but he's not as good as Mbeumo. So maybe soon he could be an option. Would I go this week? Might be a bit risky. I think people are overestimating rotation with the title online, especially with how bad Gakpo's been. I mean, I agree. I think for some of it, for me, it's just a worry because I've bought him in now. You just don't want the player you bring in to get benched. But I kind of agree. I also think the Sunday-Thursday turnaround helps a lot. And you can always bring players off early, right? You don't have to leave them on for 90 minutes if you start them. Bench Udogie, Reguilon or Zabani. Probably Reguilon out of those, I think. Haaland is necessary or not. There's so many questions about Haaland this week. No, he's not essential. If you want to sell him, get rid of him. Foden to Diaz -4 and triple Liverpool attack. You don't need to get rid of Foden from -4 unless it's to maybe fund Salah. Like, if I could have kept Foden and got Salah a different way, maybe I would have done it and not taken a hit. Part of me does want, like, I've bought Darwin Nunez basically for a -4 to not play Foden. There is a little bit of worry about that for me. When am I wildcard? I'm going to put it in the ticker. I'm probably wildcarding in game week 35. Certainly not wildcarding this week, that's for sure. Because I think the team looks pretty good. Until all the rotation starts and it's absolute chaos. Havertz 1 week punt, or will he be benched? May well be benched, but he's obviously got a lot of minutes for quite a while now, to be fair, at number 9. So I'm going to assume he starts. I mean, if it's literally just a 1 week punt, then I think it's fine. Salah -4, no playing keeper -8, 2 playing defenders. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. If I get White, can't have Raya. So Pickford, White, Foden, Mateta, or Raya, Aitnuri, Son, Semenyo. So I think Semenyo versus Mateta, not really too much there. Pickford and Ben. So basically, you're getting an Arsenal defender either way. Aitnuri versus Pickford. I think I'd go the Son route, honestly. I don't think Semenyo is worse than Mateta. Son is better than Foden, although Foden's not bad, of course. But Aitnuri is pretty attacking, right? And you still get the Arsenal defensive cover. So I think I'd go for the former, but do not blame me if it goes wrong because they're so close, right? And at a -12, not something I would like to do most weeks. But if you need it, you need it. And it sounds like you might. Start Alanga or Morris. So Morris is playing Arsenal away, right? Alanga at home to Fulham. The problem with Alanga is, I don't think he started last game, right? Could be wrong. Let me just double check here. Yeah, he only played 45 minutes. 29 minutes in game week 28. Like his minutes aren't fully guaranteed. That's the only problem. Whereas at least Morris is going to start. I think I'd take the risk on Alanga just because of the fixtures. Best vice captain with the Liverpool game being post deadline. No Haaland. Saka, probably. Or Son. Just anyone like that. Start Petrovic or Onana. Whoever's at home. Which is Chelsea, right? Yeah. To be honest with you, it's not just that Chelsea are at home. Like, the defensive numbers tell you that Chelsea are also a better defense, even though, it is funny to laugh at Chelsea, but they probably have been a little bit unlucky at times this season. And Man United defense is awful. What is my challenge team? It looks... I don't know. I feel like sharing the challenge team is like... Because it's a 1 week format, I don't want to share it so much. It's not like it's amazing. I'll show you. It's not that exciting. I've gone all in on Man City defence. And then lots of Arsenal in midfield, lots of Newcastle on the bench, basically. So that's my challenge team. -4 to take out Garnacho for Sarabi. No. Sarabi will be on my bench only. Well, what's the point then? I don't get it. Risk starting Gusto or Van Hecke. Is it Van Heck or Van Hecke, by the way? Obviously, you got the problem that Gusto might be benched. But if he starts, he could get an attacking return. And I don't see Brighton getting a clean sheet, so I'm going to say I'd probably risk Gusto. I think that's one of those that's easy to say when you don't have to do it, though. Bring in Isak or Haaland. Using free hit 34 bench. Haaland, for sure. like, I discussed this on Final Thoughts earlier. There's all this chat now about, you know, all the lack of returns from Haaland. Is it time to get rid? But when you look at it, it's only 2 game weeks that he's not returned. It just feels like forever because we had the international break and City didn't play in game week 29. And those 2 games are Liverpool away and Arsenal at home. So not even necessarily that easy either. Don't get me wrong, I would have hoped for something over those 2 games, but I really don't think it's a massive problem that he didn't start. Sorry, that he didn't return. Sorry, let me just bring something up here. Brighton somehow is the 4th best defense in the league. Yeah, I know people say like stats aren't everything. I definitely agree. That is one of those stats though where you think, is that right? Like, are Brighton really that good? But you're right though. Their numbers are good, but I still think away from home, I just wouldn't trust them. All right, let me get to some of these questions here a sec. Xander Red, member for 20 months. Start Neto or Dubravka? Thanks very much, by the way. Neto or Dubravka? I'm going to say Neto. I think the Newcastle defence has been a shambles for a while now. They could get a clean sheet against Everton for sure, but yeah, I'm going to go Neto. There's probably not a lot in it though. If you've got a preference the other way, do that. Start Aït-Nouri or Mateta. I think I'd go Mateta. I quite like Aït-Nouri though this week. Option 1, sell Watkins, Son and Foden for Salah, Darwin and Sarabia -4. Option 2, sell Watkins, Son and Richarlison for Salah, Darwin and Sarabia -4. We should definitely... Wait, am I missing something there? You're selling Son and Watkins in both. The only difference is Richarlison and Foden. Am I missing something? Surely you sell Richarlison before Foden, right? Am I missing something? Yogesh, Foden, Watkins, Gross to Salah, Mateta, Sarabia -4, or Foden, Watkins to Diaz, Darwin for free and buy Salah in 34. I'd probably just get Salah now, to be honest with you. Best 6.5 million and under striker. If you want to take a risk, I'd go Cunha. If not, I'd probably buy Mateta. Semenyo if you haven't got triple Bournemouth, but yeah, Mateta or Cunha probably. Bring back the legendary Candyland so I can. Even though like Candyland was a copyright-free song, but for some reason I kept getting like copyright strikes for it. And it doesn't really matter because, you know, FPL YouTube channel is not one that, you know, makes lots of money off their videos like long term. Because obviously once the game week's gone, no one watches it. So it doesn't really matter that it gets copyrighted, but it's still annoying. Do I have a beginner's video to FPL? I probably have one for a long time ago. Not sure it's worth watching. Play Sarabia or Muniz? I think you've got to play Muniz. Play Udogi or Gusto. I'd probably go Udogi in that case. For what it's worth, Van Heck is pronounced Hecker at the end. It's Flemish, Dutch language, and yeah, Van Hecker. That's what I thought. Although I bet if like a Dutch person or something says it, they probably say it a little bit different to me. Yeah, I thought it was Hecker rather than Heck. Bench 1, Palmer, Saka, Diaz, Haaland, Muniz or Solanke. Muniz out of those. Hi Ross, can you post the FPL Challenge League code? Cheers. I'm sure Ross could do that, yeah, if you ask him. Rolling this week, I'm very happy with it, but here to check in. Nice. Good to have you here. Nice and early on a Tuesday. Can you pronounce Becetic? I used to be able to do it, I think. Becetic or something like that, isn't it? I've probably got that really wrong. I just apologise. Because he's not like a massive FPL option, I don't have to say his name very often. The more a player is owned, the more likely I am to be able to say it. Start Munoz, Zabani or Branthwaite. Who have Crystal Palace got again? Bournemouth away. Oh, I'd probably go for Zabani at home instead. By Chetic. Yeah, by Chetic. Okay. I was quite far off with them, wasn't I? I've missed the start. What's the early team? You saw it in the ticker pretty much. I think I remembered most of it. Watkins definitely out. Ake Foden to Bradley Diaz for -4, or Foden to Diaz for free and hold Ake to sell next week. I'd probably just do the latter, yeah. I don't think you need a -4. If you've got 3 other defenders. Hope you had a good Easter. I would, yeah, it was fine. Do people do much for Easter? I was thinking this the other day. Like, I don't know, Easter's just like another weekend, really, apart from you get chocolate eggs. For me, anyway. Obviously not for everyone. But either way, it was a good weekend, yeah. I watched Masters of the Air. I finished that. Started it, finished it. Got a 7-day free trial with Apple TV. 1.3 million. Anyway, sorry. 1.3 million ranked. Chips gone. Wildcard in Game Week 30. Team set up well for double Game Week 34. What do you think is a realistic overall rank? Top 500k? Yes, definitely. There's still plenty of weeks. Like, there's so many points on offer still. You can still get that, I think, if things go well enough. Start Petrovic or Pickford. Everton away to Newcastle. Petrovic probably. Play 2 of Porro, Gusto, Zabani or Estepinian. Porro and Brighton away. I mean, do you know what? If this was last season, I'd be asking why you're even talking about potentially benching Estepinian, but I'll say Zabani and Porro in that case, I think. How was Masters of the Air? I have high expectations. It depends why you've got high expectations. If your expectations are high because you love Band of Brothers, for example, I don't know. It's very good. It's very good. I mean, at the end of the day, they're just telling a story, right? They can't make stuff up. It's based on a true story. So, Band of Brothers was better, but I think that's more just the story, really. But it was good. It was good. Neil, new member, thank you very much. It's definitely worth watching. I should really go back and watch the Pacific. I never really watched that. How many points do I think Solanke scores tonight? We'll go with 8. Is Watkins injured? Yes. He's out this week. Lots of people asking me for the FPL challenge code. Why? So that sounds a bit aggressive. I mean, why is in like why suddenly so many posts? Usually it'd be just like one person asking. Anyway, I'll put the link in. FPL challenge league. I didn't mean that to sound as aggressive as it did. Why? Why the hell are you asking me that? Hang on a second. Oh, yes. Okay. So that is the auto join link. Pin message. There you go. When am I bench boosting? Game week 37. Okay, I'm just going to put my chip strategy in the ticker. My chip strategy. Wildcard 35. Bench boost 37. I'm going to put subject to change because who knows? Do you know what I mean? If Spurs end up getting a triple game week or something, maybe I'll wildcard 36. Probably not though. Play Porro or Kivior. I mean, I guess if you've got Kivior, you play him, but I'd be a little bit worried about him being benched and then maybe coming on. Obviously, Porro, is definitely going to start. Spazoje, 60-month member, thank you very much. Going to sell Moreno to fund Salah. Moreno, yeah. And I need a 4.4 cheaper defender. Pick one, Bradley. I would go Bradley, I think, as long as you can deal with him later, because he might not be good for you in Game Week 34. I said I wouldn't go Kivior, otherwise I guess it's Dan Burn. I think Bradley is a very short-term punt is okay, but he is someone you're going to have to deal with later. Waiting on Spurs and Wolves team leaks. We don't usually get Wolves team leaks, but you never know. Spurs are playing at 8:15. You're probably not going to get that, I'd say. Is Richarlison fit? He's available as far as I know. He's been training, so yes, but I'm not convinced he's going to start after getting 5 minutes in the last game. Thanks as always for the content. Thanks very much for watching. How much do you think Gordon's suspension / general injuries will affect Newcastle's attacking threat? Well, I mean, he's only a little bit, I guess, but the thing is, they've had quite a few injuries for a little while now. I think after this, I mean, this week, for example, it's not great losing Gordon. But from next week, they're going to have Gordon and Barnes as long as Barnes can stay fit. And they've got Isak as well. So that front three is still pretty good. Like, no, I mean, if anything, you could argue that Barnes, Isak, and Gordon is the best front three Newcastle have. Almiron hasn't been great. So I think it'll be okay. Obviously, it's not all just about the front three. Like, Trippier missing is not great. But it wouldn't worry me, I don't think, because of the fixtures they've got. Not for FPL. -8 for Palmer, Isak, Foden, and Haaland. Free hit 34, bench boost 37. I mean, potentially, yes. Depends who you're getting rid of, right? If it's a bunch of injured players, sure. Branthwaite or Maguire on wildcard. Probably Branthwaite, just for safety of starts. Have I been watching Shogun on Disney Plus? Nope. I think I cancelled Disney Plus once I binge watched all the Marvel movies. In fact, I probably kept it for a while and then got rid of it because I didn't watch anything else. I got Cunha instead of Mateta and I'm starting Estepinian. What do you think? I mean, Estepinian is not a guaranteed starter, I guess, but Cunha's fine. Hopefully long term would be good. If I had to play them this week, I'd probably just go Mateta, though. Marco, new member. Thank you very much. Not a new member, right? You're already a member, I think. Stefan, Foden and Watkins. Foden and Watkins for Salah and Darwin. Or keep Foden and do Gordon and Watkins for Salah and Cunha. No, I'd probably just sell Foden, right? Bench Gordon and have Gordon from next week. Always enjoy your video, but I really think Akanji is the best to add to the team among Man City players. I think Akanji or Vardio. I just think with Ake being out for a little while now, maybe a couple of weeks possibly, I think Vardio is more likely to start than Akanji necessarily. Don't open your Marvel controversy up again. I don't think it was like... I don't think it was really that much controversy. I just didn't think... What was it that I just didn't really like? One of the Thor movies. That's all. It was one that everyone apparently likes, but apart from that, I don't really have too many controversial opinions, to be honest with you. Which two to play? Garnacho, Palmer, and Gross. You got to play Palmer. I think I'd play Gross as well over Garnacho. Marvel movies suck. Do you know what? I thought that before I went in, but actually, I really liked them up until like Endgame and stuff. I haven't really bothered too much after that. Kiwi with the skin on is not controversial. People just haven't tried it. If they did, they wouldn't think it was controversial. Yeah, Saka's been training apparently. Should I start Semenyo or Garnacho? Probably Semenyo. I do need to watch something else. I need to get into another series. I'm not sure which one though. After I watched Masters of the Air, I watched the Bloody 100th. Just like the hour-long kind of film-ish about it. That was good. Why is no one considered Ivan Toney? I think Ivan Toney is just one of those players. If you've got him like left over from game week 29, then you've probably, he's good to have. But I don't think he's worth bringing in. There's no doubles or anything. Yeah, Severance. That's what my mate said to watch. I've never watched Ted Lasso either. And now I've got Apple TV. Maybe I should watch some of these. I get so much abuse for eating kiwi with the skin. It's great, honestly. It's less hassle as well. I will say that when you go abroad sometimes, and it's like help yourself breakfast buffet, and they've got the kiwi and they've cut the skin off. And it's just already cut into pieces. That is nice. Do like that. Doughty to 8 Nuri / Bradley -4 or start Zabani. Probably just start Zabani. Severance is 10 out of 10. Oof, big talk that. One show I need to go back and try again is The Wire. Is it The Wire? Yeah, because that got a lot of good, like loads of good reviews. And I think I read or something that said it was it was like, it's the urban version. Hang on a second, let me just check this. I feel like No, I can't remember. I'm sure it was something like the urban version of Band of Brothers, which sounds crazy when you say it out loud. I must have that wrong. In terms of quality, not obviously the same kind of show. But I just couldn't. It just wasn't for me. But I feel like now I'm a bit older. Maybe I'd like it a bit more. I might try it again. Succession is the best show ever made. Is it? Am I a stay-at-home dad? I'm a stay-at-home FPL content creator. Okay, anyway, let's get off TV. Where do we get up to? Is Cunha back? He's definitely going to be in the matchday squad, according to Gary O'Neill. Would I pick him in for Morris? I don't think I would. I'm not sure I would risk starting him. Just in case he's on the bench. It's a good fixture, though, if he does play. Colwill, Foden, Watkins to Saliba, Darwin, Diaz. Colwill, Foden, Watkins. Sounds pretty good to me. I don't think... But I would just do the Colwill and Watkins moves. You don't need to get rid of Foden for a -4. Unless it's to fund a bigger move like... basically, for you, that's Foden to Diaz -4. I don't think it's worth it. Do I get rid of Haaland to fund Salah or take a -12? You probably just get rid of... The best move is probably just to get rid of Haaland. Like, what's the -12? Can I do a captain pot? I really think that would be pointless. If I'm honest. Just to see how big the percentage is for Salah. Have a watch Love Hate? Yes. I like not enough to be able to tell you everything that happens, but I've seen bits of it. For sure. Let me just... I've also seen... what's the other Irish show I've seen? Kin. Kin. K-I-N, by the way. No F's in here. I shook your hand on Shop Street on Saturday morning watching a football street performer. Ah, okay, that was you. Good to see you. Good to meet you. How often are you recognised in public? That was actually the second time that day, but I don't know. Every now and again, just so happened that day it was twice. Probably not that often because I don't go out into town that often. Where had I just been? I think I'd just been for lunch in 7. Is Cunha a good differential? I really like him for double game week 34 as long as he's fit. I didn't go Raya. I got 2 instant injuries and I'd still want Raya today. Longer term, that might have been the better move, though, not to get him. Why don't I stream on Twitch? I mean, it's quite hard to justify moving to Twitch when my YouTube channel's so big, right? I met you once one Christmas in Tesco. You were lovely. That doesn't sound like me. I'm really bad at meeting people because I'm terrible with like small talk. Every time afterwards, my wife always says, "And what was their name?" Oh, I don't know. I forgot to ask. What do they do? I don't know. I forgot to ask. I'm just terrible. Why don't you stream on MySpace? I could look into dual streaming, maybe YouTube and Twitch, but there's no need to move. That's for sure. Would you play Zabani or Poro? Like, I don't think Zabani's that bad this week, but I'd rather go for the potential attacking upside. I'm going to guess that's a fake FPL Harry. There's some real strange person that keeps like imitating FPL Harry, and they can't have much going on. I'm not moving to Twitch. Let's just put that to bed right now. It's fake. It's a fake FPL Harry, yeah. They did that last stream as well. It's very, very strange. Does Twitch even have FPL creators? Not that I've seen, no. Last year I helped you get the last can of baked beans from the top shelf in Tesco. That is not true. That's a fake story. Do you think a Jackson punt is worth it? Free hit 34. I just worry about the fact he's on 9 yellow cards. So if he was to pick up a yellow card this week and get suspended for 2 matches, how much would that hurt your team? If the answer is quite a lot, I probably wouldn't risk it. Udit, thank you very much for becoming a member. Is Dubravka playing? He should be, yeah. Don't see any reason why he wouldn't be. Don't think he's injured or anything, right? Pope's still out. Rob T's goal projections are up. Who's top? It's got to be Salah, right? Nick's gifted 1 membership. Thank you very much. Looks like BB Defender has got it. Appreciate it as always. Would you play Porro or Reguilon? Probably Porro. Who do I bench? Foden, Palmer, or Bowen? Ooh, probably Bowen, I think. Quite close, though. Definitely not Palmer. Palmer's playing against an awful defence, and he's on penalties. If you could only fund Salah by selling Haaland, would you do it? For free, maybe. Yeah, maybe. I don't like it, though. How come you have all the players I want but can't afford? Must have just got a little bit lucky with team value. I don't think my team value's crazy, though. There'll be people out there with more than me. I posted my team selection video on TikTok today, and one of the first comments was, "This is over budget." And then a few people under that are like, "Yes, this is definitely over budget." Sorry, did I say under? I meant over. I was trying to tell them, no, that's not how it works. But I don't think they're listening to me. I don't think they believe me. I'm just checking now if that comment's still there. I think they got rid of it. Someone said, "How can you stick with Fernandes week by week?" Still amazes me. Even though in the video I literally said I've sold him. That's classic TikTok. The video's not even 60 seconds. They still haven't watched it. Would you prioritise a second Liverpool attacker or bring in Haaland? I'd put it this way. I'd rather have Haaland than Darwin and Diaz, I think. But obviously it's a lot more money, so it depends what else that's stopping you doing. Watkins to Darwin or Maddison and Watkins to Sarabia and Haaland. Oh, -4 though. I'm going to say Darwin without the -4 and just hope for the best. But honestly, I'd only do that if you think you can. Like, how are you going to feel if Haaland smashes it? Because some people won't be able to cope with that. And if he does smash it, are you going to want him straight in? Like, are you going to be then panicking about moves? I'd be careful about not going for Haaland. It takes a certain type of FPL managers to be able to cope with that, I think. Is Maddison to Saka worth a -4 given the slight worry about him start? I wouldn't take a -4 to get rid of Maddison, to be honest with you. We'll just keep him. Is it worth paying extra for Porro over Udogie on wildcard? I don't think so, to be honest with you. Would you play Dubravka or Flecken? Oof. I'd probably Dubravka. I don't know. I just rate Brighton attack a little bit better than Everton, maybe. I don't think Brentford's defense is probably a little bit better than Newcastle. It's quite close. I'll say Dubravka, but I'm not 100% confident on that. Sell Maddison to get Havertz. Maybe if it's for free. I understand why people are looking to get rid of Maddison because he hasn't been fantastic, but I don't know if there's like a mad rush to get him. Get rid of him, I mean. -8 and keep Son, and -4 and sell Son for Salah, and the best £5 million defender got Gabriel. £5 million. I mean, Bradley, very short term. Vardio, not bad. Next couple of game weeks. Depends when. Do you need a doubler in 34? Are you bench boosting 37? -8 and keeps on. I'd probably just take the -4. That's your only way to do it. Would you leave Kelleher and Bradley on wildcard now if you would free hit? No, I definitely wouldn't if I was free hit 34. Not both of them anyway. It's too many. You're going to have to get rid of them later on. I mean, look, there is of course a chance that Trent just ends up being out longer and Bradley is like this great cheap option, but it's not looking that likely, I would say. Piyush, member for 4 months. Apologies if I've said that name wrong. Gross, Watkins, Doughty out. Salah, Mubama, Branthwaite in for -8. Or Foden, Watkins out. Salah, Mubama for -4. Or Watkins to Darwin. I'd probably just get Salah. Wait, Gross. Oh, yeah, okay. Gross, Watkins, Doughty. I'd probably, I think I would probably just do Foden and Watkins for a -4 rather than take the -8. I think. Is it worth a hit for a playing goalkeeper? If you've got no playing goalkeeper, yes, I would say it is. Areola to Kelleher for free for a few weeks. What do you think? The thing is, it might only be like 2 or 3 game weeks, then you've got to change again. So if you've got another playing keeper, I'd just play them instead. What do you think about triple captain Salah this week? If you're going to do it in a single game week, I quite like it, but I'd be a little bit worried about his minutes being managed. I'd rather do it in the double, even if the fixtures are slightly tougher than Sheffield United at home. Because of price increase, you'll have situations where 2 people can't afford the other person's squad. Yeah, absolutely. Will we get any news on Trippier before the deadline? Possibly. Whether we get anything from someone we can 100% trust, I don't know. I think there's many accounts giving Newcastle news that, like you would say, definitely legit. There's a few that sometimes have good stuff, sometimes don't. Saka is 60% to start on Jump the Wave, surprisingly low. Yeah, I got to be honest, I was quite confident when I made my video earlier, but so many people are talking about the fact he could just be benched. Maybe it is a possibility. But I'm wondering who it affects, because anyone that doesn't have him is probably focused on Liverpool players anyway. Anyone that's got him has got to be fairly confident about a benching to play someone else. Is it like, could I really play Sarabia instead of Saka? I don't think so without getting more info, like guaranteed info. Maybe on Wildcard it would be enough to put me off buying him. I don't know. Enough people are now, they're putting a little bit of doubt in my previously fairly confident stance on him. Oh, Sopranos, another show I should probably watch. Saka's not flagged, no. Foden to Saka -4. I wouldn't do that, no. Any Gusto news? No. We're not going to get any either, I don't think. Play Burn or Zabani? I'm going to say Dan Burn. Sorry, I'm going to say Zabani. Nearly at 400,000 subscribers. We are nearly there. Probably not going to hit it before the end of the season, but we'll hit it next year for sure. We're on 396,674 as it stands. Is Gusto out? Definitely. Nope. Even if Trippier is available and starting, is there even room in people's teams for him? Not most people's teams, but some people still own him probably. Saka not starting would be quite nice for me, I can't lie. Yeah, it'd be a bit of a night. Well, it wouldn't be a nightmare because I feel like a lot of people own him. If he doesn't start, I'm hoping he stays bench because then Sarabia would come on, I guess. Well, I not guess. He would, obviously. I guess the only slight good thing-ish is if he doesn't start, if he does come on later, like it's still a really good fixture to only get like 20, 30 minutes. Although if I knew for sure, I'd probably start Sarabia. Would love it if Saka doesn't start. Yeah, all Saka non-owners will be saying the same thing, right? I'll love it if Luis Diaz doesn't start, but what's there more chances of? Saka not starting or Luis Diaz not starting? Richarlison on Mini's bench. Richarlison for me. Triple captain Salah. I'd wait for the double, but you could if you're going to do it in a single game week. Sheffield United at home is time to do it, right? Start Garnacho or risk starting Saka? I'd probably just start Saka. Like he's been training apparently. I don't know. Like it's the game at the weekend is against Brighton away. Then they play again on Tuesday against Bayern Munich. Then it's Villa at home. I suppose if you're gonna do it, maybe Luton at home is the time to not play him. He just always starts, doesn't he? There was a game week was it last season when he didn't start against Leeds, but apparently he was ill. So is that the same? Was that just an excuse? Can you share the link for your fantasy challenge mini league? I've put it as a pinned comment in the chat. Surely enough doubt not. Yeah, I'm not going to captain Saka. I've got my vice captain on Haaland, to be honest. I think everyone's captain in Salah anyway. Gabriel Gate is long gone. Oh god, don't get into that again. Every now and again, I check whether the current leader in FPL had Saliba or Gabriel first game week. So let's have a look right now. So Sundeep Jaswal, I've probably pronounced that wrong, is currently top. And in game week 1, let's have a look. They had Saliba. Oh, the winner cannot have Saliba in game week 1. Imagine they win by like a few points and then they do an interview afterwards and they say, well, I did have Gabriel, but then I saw and I swapped. And that's why they won. I want the winner to not have had Saliba in game week 1. Safizada Media, thank you very much. New member. Start Madison or Saka. Saka for me. I think you got to with that fixture. Do I plan on captaining Haaland anytime soon? Game week 33 against Luton at home, probably. Have I watched Stranger Things? Nope. It feels like the same old story this season. We're convinced one player will smash it and captain them, and then they play terrible. Yeah, I mean, that's going to happen. But ultimately, you're in FPL. You're just doing the same thing, right? You're trying to pick good players with good fixtures and then hoping for the best. And Salah's got Sheffield United at home. If it fails, it fails, right? Like Haaland's fine, Saka's fine, Darwin's fine, Son's fine as captain, but Salah's... I think it's also one of those weeks where Salah's pretty clearly the standout, I would say. What would be your wildcard 31 defense using free hit 34 and only Gabriel locked at the moment? I mentioned wildcard in the video I did earlier, if you want to check that out. I mean, with free hit 34, you probably don't need to worry so much about Liverpool defenders. Vardiol could be nice. Burn, Gusto for longer term. Udogi maybe. Other Arsenal players instead of Saka when transferring. Odegaard, I guess, is the next best option. Maybe Havertz. City will Real Villa. They might do. If I double a forward in the FPL challenge, does that triple his points? I think it 4 times is them, right? So if Darwin gets 10 points, it's doubled to 20, and then your captain doubles it to 40, I think. I'm pretty sure that's how it works. Would you include Saka on wildcard if you're free hitting 34? I'd be tempted to go for Son instead. It depends what the option is, right? Is Saka worth going for? It depends who you're leaving out. Do I think Man United will win the league again before 2030? 24, 25, 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, 28, 29. No, wait. Oh, Christ. 24, 25, 25, 26, 26, 27, 27, 28, 28, 29, 29, 30. So 6 seasons if you include 2030. 5 if not. I'm not convinced, no. How long's Pep staying? Salah is going to be the biggest letdown since Haaland captain double game week. Possibly, yeah. I mean, again, like I don't know. I'm just not really worried about that stuff. Like, not every good decision you make will always pay off. You just got to keep trying, I guess. I mean, has anyone got a good argument for why Salah's not the best captain this week? I guess minutes, possibly. But then, which player is guaranteed minutes this week? Haaland, mate. Like, I could see Haaland getting 80 plus against Villa. Son will almost certainly get 80 plus as well. I would take a hit if I didn't have a playing keeper, yes. That's the golden question. Can't wait for Pep to retire. Yeah, he is a big reason, obviously, they've done so well. Not the only reason. Risk Gusto Man United or just play a doggy? I'd probably just play a doggy. Battle of the cheap forwards, Meniz, Semenyo. Honestly, if you're not free hitting 34, I've got little to no interest in buying Meniz, I think. Which sounds crazy when he's got 8 goals in 8. Am I worried that Sarabia might haul? Not really. If he hauls, then that's great if someone gets benched, right? And his price goes up. This season doesn't seem as crazy as the previous few as far as FPL is concerned. Well, I mean, one reason for that is COVID, right? that put fixtures all over the place. I think that's just a classic thing in FPL, by the way, worrying that the obvious thing is not going to work out. Like, is Salah guaranteed a 20-pointer? No, but he should get one return if he starts. I have my free hit and wildcard. In general, which week should I use them? So for most people, it's going to be... Most people are going to use the free hit in 34. Then you either wildcard now or you wildcard 35, probably. Gusto's probably either going to start or won't get any minutes, so I'd start him. Yeah, but there is a chance he just comes off the bench, right? And like, how good is Gusto this week against Man United at home? I think if you've got someone like Udogie, we just play it. Seb on golf. I left Saka out of my wildcard last week for Maddison, but the plan was to get Saka in this week for him. Do I still do it? Makes it hard to get Isak next week. I'd probably just leave Maddison in. I think for anyone that doesn't own Saka, it's probably a little bit easier because he's not going to be like, I don't know, if Salah and Haaland were playing again, like let's say it was Liverpool Man City this week, a lot of people would be considering Saka captain, but he's going to be lower owned than he normally would be, I guess. Marty, thank you very much. Dara, thank you very much. William, bench one, Zamani, Gusto, Paro. Probably Gusto in that case. Is Morris Son to Darwin Diaz -4 worth it? I like Foden for the next 3. Rest of the attack same as you, but Sarabia. But Sarabia Son would be Diaz Foden. Who would you bench? I wouldn't do Son out from -4 to get Darwin and Diaz, I don't think. I mean, Darwin and Diaz is probably better than Son and Morris as a combination. I'm not sure I'd -4 it, though. Sarabia Son would be Diaz. I'd play Diaz over Foden if that's the question. I'm a little bit confused by the end. What's the strategy with injured players in FPL Challenge? Essentially, I think if I've got it right, you should start players in your 11 that are playing later on, i.e. like tomorrow, and the players on your bench should be players that are playing today. So if your players today do well, you swap the players on the pitch to injured players and then they auto-sub, essentially. I suspect, because FPL Challenge is in beta, that they will change that for next season. Because it's a bit of a mess, I think. But you can also do the same with captaincy and vice-captain. So if you vice-captain, say, Isak today, and he does really well, you move your captain to someone else and transfer that player out to someone that's injured, and then your captaincy will automatically switch to the vice-captain, essentially. But when you've got to go through all that, it just makes it like, I don't know. Some people probably find that more fun, but I just think it's more of a headache. I'd rather just play it normally. Apparently, it does work if you make transfers. I think people did it last week. I did the same as Seb, but you'll want that Spurs player back. The expected points of Saka over Maddison this week isn't worth 2 transfers. Yeah, I think that's a good point. Look, I mean, obviously remains to be seen how good Maddison will end up being, but I still think he's the second best attacker at Spurs, right, for FPL, quite easily. I'd probably just leave him in. And then hope for the best. When am I going to play Sarabia? Game week 34? Maybe game week 33. That really depends on other transfers I end up doing. You've got it backwards. Start the injured players that play tomorrow and bench players playing today. Then if bench players do well, let them auto-sub on. Otherwise, transfer injured player out. But I don't know if we really want to spend time getting on this, but I think my way works as well. So I've got Man City defenders and I've got Newcastle defenders on the bench. If my Newcastle defenders do really well, I just transfer my Man City. Oh, because there's no auto-subs once you... You say... No, but there's auto-subs if you do transfers, right? I think. Am I wrong? Or are you saying that auto-subs don't work if you make transfers? I don't think that's true, though, is it? Well, it doesn't auto-sub if you make transfers. I thought it did. I think it does. Yeah, I'm pretty sure at the moment auto subs work if you make transfers. Again, that's probably something they will fix next year. I don't think they'll allow people to keep doing this. Yeah, so basically, I've got Man City players playing, and I've got Newcastle players on the bench. If Lewis Hall, Dan Burn, and Harvey Barnes do really well, I will transfer 3 players in my squad to injured players, and then let auto subs come on. Playing FPL Challenge like that is a bit sad. I agree, I'd rather not play it like that, but it seems to be the best way to win at the moment. They just rediscovered the need for a deadline. Yeah, it'll change. Something will change next year. They won't allow that to keep happening. I mean, the way to fix it is probably no vice captain and no subs, maybe. Probably the best way to do it. I mean, the thing is, right, any game you have, people will try and figure out stuff like that. It's the same with video games, right? Someone will always work out some kind of hack or I don't know, most best way to play or whatever. It's FPL's problem. You can't not play that strategy if you want to be competitive. Yeah, exactly. And they will fix it, I'm sure. Okay, anyway, back to proper FPL. We've still got an hour left of the deadline. Salah in, but 0.1 off Sarabia. Best alternative. There isn't one, really. I don't think. At that kind of price. Like, I guess if you want someone that's got a double, you're looking at McAtee for Sheffield United, but he's not even been playing recently. I don't think he's not been injured because he's been getting minutes off the bench. Like Chong is the same price. He's injured too. Cliver, maybe 4.6. There's really not a huge amount of options. That's why I'd be tempted to even just make another move. Start Saka or Foden. Saka for me. Play Udogie or Gusto. Udogie. Palmer or Richarlison. Definitely Palmer. 2 free transfers. Son and Watkins to Salah and Meniz. If that's your only way to get Salah, yes. I did Watkins, Foden to Salah and Meniz. Not so happy. It's done now at least. Play Sarabia or Darwin for -8. I'll just play Sarabia. Take a -8 for Salah. Sell Haaland or just buy Diaz instead. If you can get Salah later, just go for Diaz. But I would just probably get Salah now and captain him. Apart from just getting the news that Salah is benched or injured, can you find any other reason not to captain Salah? No, not really. Take a -8 for Saka. I thought that was going to be Salah then. No, I don't think so. I'm on wildcard 31, free hit 34. Would you rather go with Darwin and Van Hecke or Solanke and Bradley? Got double Liverpool already and worried about Darwin minutes. I mean, yeah, there is maybe some worry, but he's certainly first choice at the moment. I'd probably go for Darwin and Van Hecke because Van Hecke is good for later on, potentially, when Brighton double, even though their double's not great. You can always switch Darwin to someone else. I mean, Solanke and Bradley for this week is probably a little bit safer, though. If no changes are made after the first match of the game start, automatic substitutions will take place at the end of the game week. As far as I know, it works the way I said it. People did it last week. I ignored your super chat, did I? Oh, is Semenyo a good shout? Looking to dead end to 34. I think he's a good, cheap option, yeah. Yeah, definitely, for the double. Marco, member for 1 month. Thank you very much. Trippier to Vardiol or Tony to Miniz to fund Haaland, but Trippier to Vardiol doesn't let me get Saka for Madison Bowen next game week. I'd probably do Trippier to Vardiol, I think. I mean, Saka's less important next week than he is this week, I guess. So it depends. Like, if you're free hit 34, I think you just go without. You're top of the Empire State Building listening to the stream. Damn. Hope you're having fun. Would you do the Foden to Sarabia move if you didn't need it to fund the other move? Well, no, because I've just benched him, right? If I could have got Darwin and Salah and kept Foden, I definitely would have done that. I only did it because I needed the money. And as I said on video earlier, if I'd opted to go for Diaz instead of Darwin, I still needed to take the hit. It was basically Darwin and Sarabia or Cunha, Mateta plus Diaz. Who would you bench, Slanky or Foden? Probably Foden just about, but mostly because of penalties. Battery about to go. We'll need to find a charger. Damn, you should go and do that. Kudus to McAllister seems like a decent move. Otherwise, I roll. You're not going to know the answer because your phone's just died. Nightmare. McAllister's fine, yeah, as a cheap option. Personally, I'd still rather have Salah, Diaz, Darwin, Van Dijk, etc. But McAllister's okay, yeah. Ish. No free hit wildcard draft. I talked about wildcard on today's video, but ultimately it was a very quick turnaround, right? The last game finished on Sunday, next one's today. So wildcard was not the priority for the videos, unfortunately. 2 free transfers and I'm panicking. Why are you panicking for? You still got an hour. Nearly an hour. Who's play out of Kirkes, Porro and Gusto? I think Porro for me. Van Dijk is scoring today. Maybe, but not in his game against Sheffield United. Your wildcard is crazy. Money's still in the account and superb players, really? Well, bear in mind I've got Palmer and Sarabia in that team. So it's like I've only got Son, Salah and Palmer as the main midfielders, right? It's Gordon and Sarabia, sorry, the other two. There's no Foden. Sorry, no, I've got Saka, haven't I? I've got no Son, I mean. But you could have Son instead of Saka. Fantasy Football Hub has Haaland predicted higher points than Salah. I mean, honestly, the way people are talking about Haaland is crazy. I would not be surprised if he outscores Salah. I was definitely going Salah because it's Sheffield United, but I think Haaland's good this week. People acting like he's done now as an option. That will soon change in the next couple of weeks, I'm almost certain. Is Salah triple captain a good idea? Again, personally, I'd rather wait for double game week 34 and just hope he's still fit and playing. Not that he wouldn't be playing, but obviously I hope he's not injured or whatever. Important question for big money. If a player that has 9 yellow cards gets another one, isn't it in his interest to get a red so that he loses only one game? Maybe. As long as it's the last game, possibly, before the threshold goes up. I'm not sure how that would work, though. Two free transfers. Watkins, Son out for Salah and Menez, or Watkins, Odegaard, Gordon out for Menez, Salah and Ayew. Oh, because you get to sell Odegaard instead. I'd probably just sell Son, I think, in that case. Walker, Foden and Watkins to 8 Yuri, Salah and Darwin -8. I don't hate that. You're getting rid of 2 players that are injured. Gusto, Areola, Hwang, Van Hecker on the bench. Yeah, I don't mind that. Yeah, if it's a red for 2 yellows, maybe. If the red is like obviously violent conduct or whatever, it's different. Haaland is on the verge of retirement. He is well past his prime now. He's done. Done as an option. It was the same earlier this season. Was it earlier this season or last season? Remember that was all that talk about whether Man City were actually better without Haaland, and then they went and won a treble. Would you do Watkins and Bowen to Darwin and Saka for a hit? On free hit 34. I'd be tempted just to do the Watkins to Darwin move if you're on free hit 34. It'd be tempting to take the hit, though, I can see. No chips left. Luis Diaz or Saka for Maddison. I think I'd rather have Saka than Diaz. I've got a good fixture this week. Double penalties for Saka. You're jealous of my defence this week. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. In theory, anyway. Roy Keane has said Haaland is a League 2 striker. Well, he didn't say he was a League 2 striker. He said that certain parts of his game were the League 2, which... Come on. Come on, Roy. Not that bad. Is Diaz essential now? Nope. Or could I do Son to Diaz for Game Week 34 double? You could. I don't think you necessarily need to do it this week, but I think Son to Diaz longer term is okay. Like, I'd rather have Diaz than Son in 34, of course, because Son literally doesn't have a headache. I'm reading the chat. Literally doesn't have a fixture. It resets to 8 yellow, so they get a definite suspension for the red. Are still in danger. Yeah, but they're talking about 9 yellow cards, and presumably when the threshold's about to go up, rather than right now. Haaland wouldn't start for Liverpool. Nonsense. Nonsense. This idea that like Haaland wouldn't start for Arsenal or Liverpool, he said, it's just absolute nonsense. Of course he would. Although Nunez is great, but I still rather have Haaland, I think. Bench Muniz or Solanke? Muniz. Start Muniz or Maddison? I'd be tempted to start Muniz in that case. If you had to bench one of Eze against Bournemouth, Palmer against Man United, Solanke or Muniz, who would it be? Probably Muniz, just because I want the 3 penalty takers playing. Like, Eze should be on pens still, right? Kane over Haaland. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I could see that. He wouldn't generate. He would. Come on. You're telling me Haaland suddenly rocks up at Liverpool next week? Don't need you. Don't need you. Don't have Haaland. Would have to sell Son to a 6.6 million midfielder. Already have Palmer. Alternative. Could get Diaz for Tavernier and go no Haaland. Diaz seems good. Yeah, Diaz seems good. Missed some videos this week. Is there any particular reason you're going wildcard 35 over any other weeks? Basically, my team doesn't need a wildcard right now, so I'm just dead ending into Game Week 34 and then going to wildcard out of it because the teams that double in 34 are going to be different to the ones that double in 37, so you get 2 different teams. Haaland is great. Just surprised to see him above Salah in predicted points. It must be pretty close though, right? I don't think it's that surprising. I think a lot of people seem to have forgotten how good Haaland is as an option in FPL. Haaland literally broke the goal scoring record in the Premier League. How are people saying they wouldn't start? Yeah, I know. It's just so reactionary. It's crazy. I bet you anything Haaland won't ever get in the. I mean, if Haaland was English, would he be in? Well, he'd be in the England squad for sure. But would he start ahead of Kane? That I'm not so sure about. What do you think about McAllister as a differential for the next 3 game weeks? I like him compared to other cheap options. I don't like him compared to having better Liverpool players in my squad. He'll score 2 and all of a sudden everyone will be ranting about XYZ record he broke. Another one. If he scores 2, people will be captaining him next week. I'm not sure about captain next week. It's between Haaland and Son for me. Son at home, Haaland away to Palace. Might go Son. I'm not sure. Haaland hasn't been quite as explosive. Yeah, look, obviously there is some games recently where he's not scored as high as people would like, but he's still got 25 returns and 23 starts. It's been pretty good. That's the most British statement ever. Which statement? The Kane and Haaland thing? I don't think it's that controversial to say that Haaland might not get in ahead of Kane right now. How many Easter eggs did I eat? Just one. I only had one. Smallish one. The whisper bar that was in there was really small as well. Haaland was born in Leeds. I'm not saying he should play for England or that he should have picked England. That's not what I'm saying at all. I'm just saying if he was English. And we're talking about getting into the England team right now. Would he get ahead of Kane? Not so sure. But would he play for Liverpool or Arsenal? Absolutely. I love Nunez, but he's not as good as Haaland, right? Now, would Haaland get into the Man United team? Don't know. Højlund's great. Southgate would play Haaland at centre back. Yeah. All right, we're not talking about England. I don't have the headspace for England chat right now. Don't bait me into it. Can I get away with going no Haaland this game week? Yes. Let me just get rid of this rubbish. All right, there's too much Haaland and Kane stuff now. How did I manage all these players? Just transfers and stuff. Is Phillips for -4 any good? Are you talking about Calvin Phillips? I think Rice is being overlooked as an enabler, set pieces and can open up part of the bus teams. I think Rice is like McAllister. yes, if you compare him to other players in and around that price, he's great over the next few weeks because of Arsenal's fixtures and the double. But I wouldn't want him instead of 3 other Arsenal players, basically. Like, you've got 2 of the best teams in the league, Liverpool and Arsenal, with good fixtures and a double game week. You don't really want to compromise on the picks you make from those teams. Like, could Declan Rice outscore Saka, Havertz, Odegaard, Saliba, Gabriel? Absolutely. But that's not who I'd be going for. You would bench boost with my squad. Don't think so. I don't think I'm that close to a bench boost at all, to be honest. Son's not got a fixture. Palmer's got Arsenal away. Zabani double, but it's not great. Doughty, would he even be fit? I think I'd have to make too many transfers before game week 34, basically. Like, I'd have to get rid of Son, Areola, maybe not Zabani. Son, Areola, Doughty, and Palmer. Maybe I'm not that far off, but Bradley probably also won't make it until game week 34 either. So probably 4 or 5 transfers, and we've only got 32, only 3 more free transfers. I'm going to say, I like the fact that I'm impressed. No one took the bait on the would Haaland get into Man United team. Captain Haaland, Saka or Darwin? I go... Wait, what? Captain Haaland, Saka or Darwin? I have no Saka. Haaland for me. All right, let's get back on track now, people. Let's get back on track. Forget about Haaland. All right. Surely if Haaland chose England, then Kane plays 10 and Haaland plays 9. Possibly. Where'd you put Jude Bellingham? I guess you put him further back, right? Anyway, let's get off this. Let's get off this. No, yeah. Oh, sorry. I knew you meant Salah. I should have said that. You didn't have to put another super chat in. But yeah, Haaland for me. Haaland's great. Triple Liverpool attack or Van Dijk? Van Dijk's probably handy because there's not a huge amount of great defenders at the moment. Depends which attacker you're going for instead of the extra Liverpool one. Jude Bellingham. Do you know, I've been thinking about this. Oh, why? Stop baiting me into England chat. Like, the issue for England seems to be that third midfield spot. Now, maybe Mainu is the answer, but if not, surely the answer is just to put Bellingham deeper. Rice, Bellingham. Then you've probably got to put Foden in there. Is that 2 attacking? Post wildcard weeks are boring and frustrating when the 2 cheapest players get injured and no budget. What a season. You've had a nightmare some of this season. But you don't necessarily need to play both of those players, right? That's the nice thing about a wildcard. You've got a full playing squad, apart from the injured players. Who do you prefer for this game week between Petrovic and Onana? Definitely Petrovic. Bellingham gets to play wherever he wants. I do love watching Bellingham. He is fantastic. I think the England team is great until you get further back, basically. And that's where the problems start. -4 for Bradley. Short term, only got Mo, -4 already. I wouldn't take a -4 for Bradley, no. Yeah, that's a fair point. England should mix things up a little bit. I'd like to see Trent in midfield, maybe. I'm just not sure exactly how well it would work. But that could be an option. Mainu's definitely going, though. My main worry is that Henderson's going to go. I don't think he's going to start, but he's going to go. And it's only a 23-man squad, which means you've got to leave someone good out. Which is not ideal. Will Richarlison start? My money would be on probably not, but I cannot guarantee that whatsoever. I don't know. There's been no news about him. Like, he's been training and stuff. He's available. If Ange wants to play him, he can. I think like Brennan Johnson's played really well. Maybe he'll be used as an impact sub again. But he might be pushing for a start, potentially. Erez, thank you. Member for 7 months, thank you very much. On wildcard, would you go for Darwin and Sarabia or Diaz and a cheap forward? I think Sarabia and Darwin. I don't mind Hendo going for his presence experience, but it's only a 23-man squad. Try and put a 23-man squad together, and you'll see how many good players you've got to leave out. So then to take Henderson, that's why Southgate's begging UEFA to increase the squad size to 26. Yeah, 26 makes it nicer. I think, although it's only 3 different players, it would make picking a squad fairly easy. Eating a kebab and watching a deadline stream, definitely worse ways to spend a Monday. That kebab's going to your head because it's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. Sarabia has 0.56 expected goal involvement per 90. He's great. I do like him, yeah. And he could be on penalties too, even when Cunha's back. Would you play Udogi or Sarabia? Sarabia, definitely. Doesn't matter if we would take Henderson Southgate. Yeah, he will. Yeah, for sure. It's Wednesday in Australia. It's still not Monday, though. Barnes is a punt. Very short to my liking, but I wouldn't put him in my squad, I think. Is Trippier playing tonight? Don't know, is the honest answer. There's been no information or anything like that I've seen. Would I rather Kelleher, Van Dijk, Salah, or Salah, Diaz, Darwin for the double? Salah, Diaz, Darwin, I think. All in on that attack. Actually, I don't know why. I kind of forgot there's matches on tonight, which is, of course, there's a reason there's a deadline tonight. Which games are on TV? Newcastle. Are they not all on TV? Yeah, they should all be on. Why? What? It's not. It's saying Bournemouth and Palace and Burnley and Wolves are not on TV on the FPL page, but they probably are. They might be on a different channel, I guess. What game am I going to watch tonight? I guess maybe Bournemouth and Palace for Solanke, and then Spurs West Ham for Son later on. And then tomorrow Arsenal, then Man City, and then Liverpool, then United. Yeah, it says TNT under most of them, but it doesn't say it under Bournemouth, Palace, and Burnley Wolves, but they probably are on. If not, they'll be on Premier Sports in Ireland. Sarabia will do nothing tonight. There are too many injuries. But you are playing Burnley, though. Is it true you need a green arrow every single week for the whole season to win FPL? No, I don't think so. Do I think I will win FPL in my life? No. There's so many players that play. Start Gusto or Udogi after the rumours of Gusto. Udogi. What rumours, though? But I would say probably Udogi. Palace and Burnley's not on TV. Really? Why? 4 letters IPTV. I know. Yeah. I probably shouldn't talk about that on stream. I can see why it's quite tempting. Put it that way. Gusto train. I mean, would you play Gusto over Udogi anyway? I guess because Udogi's away, maybe. Is a top 100k finish realistic if you're 280? Yes. As a 1 week punt, Solanke or Isak? I'm going to say Isak. If games aren't on TV, they're on TV, just not earning money. Say what? Is Salah essential this week when I have Palmer, Saka, Son and Gross as my midfielders? Well, I mean, Salah is better than all those midfielders this week, I would say. Essential, maybe not, but I'd rather have him than Gross, I think. Will I start Sarabia or Richarlison? Sarabia for me. Can't get Salah without selling Haaland. Son for Salah. I'd sell Son before Haaland. I think Ben Crennan will definitely win FPL in his life. The amount of research he puts in. Maybe. Maybe. Certainly possible. Do I think the whole 3 PM non-televised thing will change anytime soon? Probably not. Must have players in a wildcard this week. Mo Salah. Definitely. Do I think Reguilon starts or should I start Zabani? I mean, I guess if you want to play it safe, you start Zabani, right? I'm not sure there's a high chance of a Brentford clean sheet anyway, but I think he probably will start. I don't see any reason why he wouldn't. He only missed out because obviously suspension. He's played since he come in otherwise. What thing does a player need to have to be seen as essential? Yeah, I mean, we need another term because essential's just become this thing you just cannot say because I know players essential, you can play it your own way and all this stuff. But, like, if Salah's got Sheffield United at home, Luton at home, Bournemouth away, Burnley at home, Wolves away, What else? What else? Sheffield United. I don't know. Luton. What one? If he's got like Sheffield United at home, Luton at home, Burnley at home, 3 games in a row, he's essential for me. If he's fit, good stats, penalties, good fixtures. I mean that doesn't make someone essential, but someone like Salah it would. Optimal, yeah. That optimal is a word people don't like. There's no words that will please everyone. That's for sure. Mainoo and Foden to Havertz and Diaz. If it's for free, yeah. You don't need to swap Foden though necessarily. Start Palmer or Muniz, definitely Palmer. Jeff Rizzle, I think that is, or Razel. Member for 11 months, thank you very much. Would you play Burn or Vardio? Vardio for Zabani and or Foden for... I would play Foden over Semenyo and Vardio over the defenders. Is Reguilon suspended? No. Thoughts on him if not? Probably not worth a transfer in this week, I would say. If you've got him, great. Mateus, free hit 34, bench boost 37, 3 in the bank, 0.3 maybe. Morris to Isaac, ignore Haaland for now, or Watkins to Haaland and downgrade over Maddison or Tony, but hard to find cheap players for 37. Yeah, probably just Morris to Isaac if you've already got Salah. I think. Start 2 of Muniz, Palmer, Sarabia while chasing rank. Palmer and Muniz probably. Look, Palmer's high owned, but he's so good. I don't think anyone that owns Palmer should be benching him, basically. Who do I bench? Foden, Diaz, Palmer, Saka, Bowen. Bowen or Foden? I'll say Bowen, I think, out of those. I've missed Craig's super chat, apparently. That must be quite far up. Son or Saka on wildcard. Free hit 34, definitely Son. If you're not free hit 34, probably Saka. Would I play Doggy or Sarabia? Sarabia. I did miss that. Foden or Eze? Foden, but gee whiz, you shouldn't listen to anything I've said because did you do Kirkes to Gusto for a hit last week? That hurts. Under what conditions is a wild card okay this week? Both keepers injured and own no Liverpool. I mean, you might be close to a wild card then. But you can take a hit for the goalkeeper and maybe just bring a Liverpool player in. 2-week punt, Maddison or Diaz. So what is it? West Ham away and Forest at home. I think I'll go Diaz. Either way. You're 16 points behind Mark. Someone's got to catch him. I feel like I should let him win this year because he hasn't beaten me for a while. So maybe I should let him win this year. I've given him a head start anyway. Do I think Kwanzaa starts again on Thursday? Presumably Konate will come in. Like Kwanzaa's just not an option, I don't think. Konate will get minutes, right? He's not injured or anything. Would you have Gusto and Bradley on wildcard? I'm on free hit 37. Gusto maybe. I'm not sure about Bradley. If I had Bradley, I'd be lining up a transfer pretty quick, I think. Start Gusto Dubravka or Udogi Petrovic. Gusto Dubravka. Udogi Petrovic, I think. Or just Dubravka Udogi, right? When will Spurs double? Probably game week 36 and game week 37. Oh, you didn't do the Kirkes move. Nice. FPL Challenge is down in the app, apparently. I'm sure they get it back up. If you want to win FPL, you need more differentials. You're playing it too safe. That's a bit of a myth, to be honest. I mean, okay, here's something we can do. Let's go overall. So do you think this team is too template? Haaland, same as me. Solanke, same as me. Palmer, same as me. Son, same as me. Foden, who I've just sold. So basically, I've gone differential against the world number 1. Gordon, I don't have. I've got Saka. Saka on the bench. Come on. Who benches Saka? I mean, to be fair, yeah, Man City, actually. Fair enough. So Saka as well. They've got Gordon, who's suspended. I've got Salah in that position now. I've got Neto in goal as well. I've got Bradley instead of Van Dijk, so still a Liverpool. Anyway, point is, this is the world number 1. And you'd probably say this is pretty template as well. Okay, they've got Gusto and Moreno, but big deal, right? So I think this just shows you don't need to be differential to win FPL. That is a massive myth that people always go on about. And I'm sure they've made transfers. And do you know what they've probably done this week? They've probably bought Salah in. Any news on Alisson? Not with a definite time frame. Could be back in parts of training this week, possibly. White in for -4 or play Gusto with Taylor bench. Play Gusto with Taylor bench for me. But I told you that we won't stop. Salah effective ownership prediction. 150 maybe, 160 possibly. No Watkins means Villa could struggle for an outlet to relieve pressure. Villa are definitely going to be in a worse place without. I think McGinn's still out as well, right? Suspended. I think Watkins out as well. Not great. Haaland could be decent this week, but I don't think he's better than Salah. Moro, new member. Thank you very much. Who benches Saka? Well, to be fair, I forgot that he played Man City away last week, so I think that's fine. I may have done that if I'd had a different player instead of him. For me, it was between Foden and Saka, and it was pretty close. No news on Gusto. A few people said he's been training. I'm not sure if that's 100% certain, but presumably it is. Enough people have said it at this point. Looks like Gusto is fit. Okay, there you go. Bench state Nuri, Gusto, or Udogi. I think I would still bench Gusto out of those. It's close between him or Udogi, maybe. If you're certain Gusto starts, then I'd probably play him over Udogi. But I don't know if he's so good that he's worth the risk. I guess there's a long enough gap, maybe. Check FPL Harry's tweet for Gusto, okay? Is this actual FPL Harry or different? Fake one. Chelsea TikTok, Gusto. Okay. So he's just training. Maybe he's fine then. Is he doing any hamstring stretches? Is he doing any RDLs? Bradley won't start. He might not start. That is true. Bought Robertson in before he got injured. Play him or a -4 for share. We haven't heard from Klopp. I don't think I would take a -4 to get Fabian's share. If you've got another defender on the bench, I would just risk it. Salah ownership 35%. Do you think people... Wasn't he like 80 or 90% effective ownership last week, though? He's definitely going over 100 this week with captaincy. Like, no doubts about that. Half an hour to get your stuff locked in, by the way. If you haven't already, make sure to give the stream a like, hit that subscribe button, all that usual good stuff, if you wouldn't mind. Triple captain Salah or Saka this week? Definitely Salah. Like, no doubts whatsoever. My mic is bugging. Is it? Shouldn't be. I do need to get a non-USB cable for it, though, I think. And a mixer, maybe. I feel like if I start adding mixers, it's going to just complicate stuff, but I might do it. Wildcard active. Free hit 34. Bench boost 37. Kelleher, Saka, Meniz, or Raya, Garnacho, Darwin. Probably Raya, Garnacho, Darwin, I think. I just wouldn't risk Kelleher, especially if you're free hitting 34. Start Palmer or Luis Diaz. Luis Diaz. Play Foden or Solanke. Solanke for me, Chris. 18 months member, thank you very much. Best Liverpool defender to set and forget. Can't afford Van Dijk. Gomez probably, but honestly, none of them are good. I would just ignore Liverpool if you're not buying Van Dijk. Bradley maybe is a short-term punt, but that's about it. As a long-term set and forget, I would just ignore Liverpool defenders outside of Van Dijk, personally. I'm your man for Mixer. But I basically want to plug and play. I just want to plug like something in and then get like a... What's the connection in the back of the mic that's not USB? What's it called? Can't remember what it's called. XLR, I think. Maybe that might be a little bit better. But I think generally there's nothing really that wrong with the audio anyway. I think it's pretty decent with this mic. Start Gross or Cunha? Gross, I think. I would, yeah, Gross, I think. Pretty much going to start, right? Yeah, you could think Van Dijk's too expensive and not buy him, that's fine. But if we're talking set and forget Liverpool defenders, he's the only one. Thoughts on fantasy challenge forwards? Definitely pick 3. Haaland, Tony, Isak, Solanke, all good options. Meniz, maybe. My camera's quite laggy as well. I know, it's moving side to side. Start Kivior or Zabani. I guess Kivior if you've got him. A Scarlet 2 i2 and a nice powered XLR mic. Super easy setup in your streaming software. I don't really want to change mic though, to be honest. I think this mic's fine. I haven't upgraded my stuff for ages. Like the camera, I've got like a DSLR webcam. I've had it for a long time now, probably 4 or 5 years, maybe even longer. I don't think like, what's the point in upgrading it, right? How crisp a HD do I need to be? Luis Diaz for 5 and -4. Nah, I don't think so. Muniz or Solanke. I'd play Solanke over Muniz. There's nothing wrong with your audio video. They're either trolling or you have bad connection. Or they have bad connection. Yeah, possibly. Am I excited for WrestleMania this year? Not particularly. Do you think you will play Saudi FPL next year? Probably not. Would you do Maddison to Saka for a -4? No, don't think so. Especially not if you're on free at 34. The massive cash price. I mean, Sky Fantasy Football's got 50,000 riding on it, and I kind of check it last minute every single week. I was to play Salah, Diaz, Darwin for the double. I currently have Van Dijk, Kelleher, and Salah. Who would you do Van Dijk to? Well, I wouldn't sell Van Dijk if you got him. Well, that's a different question. When you get to pick 3, that's different to should you transfer someone out. So I'd maybe free up Kelleher at some point and get an attacker in, but I wouldn't bother using transfers to sell Van Dijk, I don't think. I'm surprised how much my team value dropped after playing my wildcard last week. You probably just sold players you had value tied up in, which does not matter if you're not going to bring them back. I still think I would start Udogie over Gusto, but I think a lot of people will go Gusto based on the fact he's apparently training. It's easy for you when you have one with one stream with... Yeah, sorry, I see what you're saying. I can't get the words out. I like Sky. I just I'm so focused on FPL. That's my game, you know. I've actually got 2 of these mics as well. I've got another. I don't know if I can. Wow, Jesus. Okay. Oh, never mind. I've got another mic on a stand, but I just don't use it anymore because it wasn't in a good position, and this one's right in front of my face, so it should sound better. Let's talk Sky FPL Premier League. Probably not. Maybe next season I might do a couple of videos, but I don't think I would do season long necessarily. If free hit 34, which goalkeepers would you have on wildcard this week? Probably Petrovic and Onana. Edison's still out at the moment, so it's hard to know when he'll be back. Presumably soonish, but probably Onana and Petrovic. Maybe Petrovic and Edison. Onana and Edison. Two of those three, Wesley. Do I know what the challenge is for Game Week 34? I don't. I'm surprised they haven't announced it yet, to be honest. Maybe they're still trying to work out what it is. Play Van Hecker or Gusto? Gusto, I think. Missed your super chat. FPL aficionado. Did I? Yes, I did. Yeah, okay. Udogie or Man City defender or wild card. Free hit 30. If you're going to go Man City, I'd go Vardio. I think I'd just go Udogie, though, honestly. Start Chris Richards or Gusto. Probably Chris Richards, I think. No, do you know? In that case, I'd probably go Gusto. Just Chris Richards away. Is he going to get a clean sheet? Probably not. FPL challenge for Game Week 34. Single Game Week player score counts as double. Ooh, no, that would just... Yeah, okay. I kind of see what you're doing there. Surely this... Yeah, okay. Yeah. Maybe. Am I locked in? I am locked in, yes. I've been locked in since Sunday night. Trippier starts. According to who? If Trippier starts, I think I need to put him in my FPL challenge team. Is Salah essential over Son? Look, maybe not essential, but he's definitely better. Yes. Do 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 do. Can anyone tell what song I'm listening to? Doodle doodle do. Do 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 do. Anyway, that'll do. According to Twitter, which person on Twitter though? If I put Trippier in my FPL challenge deal, I need to free up 0.1 million. I'm not sure who to free it up with. Doodle doodle doo. Doodle doodle doo. Oh, a few people have got it there. A few people have got it. Justin Timberlake, correct. Probably shows who's the older people in here, I'd say. Not that, like, yeah, not that. Oh, anyway, I'm not going down that road. Start Fernandes or Højlund. I'd always start Fernandes, I think, for the penalties. Jack Seller missed his super chat as well now. Thoughts on 0 Spurs players wildcard with free hit 34? We'll get Son for bench boost 37. I mean, I think 0 is okay. I'd probably have Son, maybe one other, but you don't have to. I think it's fine. Remember that Spurs will likely have 2 doubles after 34, even though they won't necessarily be great. Don't have enough cash for Darwin. Who do you suggest other than Haaland and Solanke? Well, you probably got to go cheap, right? Like Mateta or Cunha or Meniz, someone like that. Or just go 3-5-2, maybe. The wildcard team is overpriced. Not for my budget. Who do I sell in my team? Who's going to start? Who's going to line up for Man City? Vardiol, Ruben Dias, Akanji, and who? Is Lewis going to start for Man City? What other defender do they have? Is it not going to be Akanji, Vardiol, Rico Lewis, and Ruben Dias? Is that not going to be the starting? No, Stones is not going to start, I don't think. Didn't he say maybe okay for Stones? Maybe it will be Stones, possibly. Okay, if it's Rico Lewis, that's even better. Okay, I'm gonna do that, I think. How much is Stones? Stones is 5.3. Oh yeah, that's fine. Okay, that's perfect. Because if Rico Lewis doesn't start, John Stones doesn't. I just put John Stones in instead. It might be that Trippier doesn't start, in which case I'll just move him on later. In the last 5 years, John Stones has played less than Reece James. That sounds like a stat that's probably not true. Salah won't play 90 minutes. Don't think he's the best captaincy. Who will play 90 minutes instead? Maybe Haaland, possibly. Why'd you suddenly change to Foden? I'm not sure what you mean. I don't have Foden. I've sold him. On wildcard, sell Son to strengthen the squad and bench. I think it's an option, yes. Him or Saka, possibly. Start Estupinian, Doughty or Taylor. No, definitely not Doughty. Do you know what? I'm going to say... I'm going to say Taylor, I think. Start Petrovic or Onana. Petrovic, thoughts on Man City defenders? I think they're generally quite a headache and probably will be longer term. If you're going to go on for one right now, probably Vardiol. Is Salah essential over Son? Nope, I think I did that one already. No questions because I suck anyway. Keep being you. Thank you very much. You don't suck. No one thinks he's essential. Who? Foden. He's not essential, right? He's a good option. Like, I don't know. I'd be quite happy if I was a Foden owner seeing everyone sell him because he's good. He could get double digits against Villa easy. That stat is true. Is it? It can't be true. I don't believe it. Would you wildcard if you have 4 injuries? Watkins, Livramento, Doughty, Areola. Got Taylor, Tavernier, Dubravka, and Munoz on the bench. I mean, you can play Dubravka, that's fine. You can play Taylor this week, that's fine. So you could just take like a hit, make 2 transfers. You might be okay. If the rest of the team is fine, you probably don't need a wildcard. Did I enjoy my lunch today? Yeah, I had a nice chicken wrap, homemade. Homemade, as if it's like this. You just stick some chicken in a wrap and wrap it. Do you know why Richarlison has been predicted to be benched so highly? I think it's just because he only got 5 minutes in the last game. I think that, personally, I feel like that means there's probably a slight issue there, maybe, or they're just being really careful with him. You said play Semenyo for Foden. I don't think I did. I would definitely play Foden over Semenyo. Thank you for all the objective discussions and work you do that helps get early team news. I really appreciate your content. No questions. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching. I mean, if you weren't watching, I wouldn't be doing it. So that's good. Much appreciated, as always. Yeah, don't stop watching, otherwise I might have to get like a proper job, and that'd be a nightmare. Not a literal nightmare, of course, but I'd rather just keep doing this. Did I eat a turkey today? No. Have I missed something there? Stones 89 games, James 102. Really? That's crazy. That's crazy. I'd love Reece James to get fit in time for England. But I just don't think you can. Again, 23-man squad. I'm not sure you can even risk it with his fitness. Do you know why the Chelsea versus Tottenham game is predicted for game week 36 and not 35? So the rest of the part of that question, I don't know, is the honest answer. But I think the reason is just because of the time, right? Game week 35 is a lot closer than game week 36 now. And so if they want to give enough time to fans and stuff, maybe it's just too soon for that. I think that's the main reason. But I could be wrong. You're better off asking Ben or James a question like that, to be honest. What do I think about the internet in Ireland? I got whiplash from the speeds here in the UK when I moved over. I mean, mine's great. I've got gigabyte broadband, so I guess it really depends where you are. Like, I'll do a quick speed test now, see what we're at while we're streaming. But I think it'd probably be like 900 meg or something like that. The Kanji is an amazing option. Yeah, Kanji could be good too. Bench one of Dom, Nunez, Palmer, Saka, Foden, Son, Isak. Ooh, that is tough. Isak or Foden? Do you know what? With Isak on penalties, I'd probably say bench Foden. Speed test, so 866 download, and I'm running at about 96 upload, so pretty decent. Hopefully at some point they do 2 gig download, and I'd like it if they match the upload speed to the download, but I guess most people just don't need it. Like, I can stream perfectly fine with 100 meg upload. Like, more than enough. If I captain a striker, will they get time? Yeah, so FPL Challenge, yeah, I think so. I mean, you should just captain a forward. They're getting double points anyway. Am I hoping for a 3-way title shootout on the final day? And that could be pretty cool. I mean, for FPL alone, it's nice if the title race still remains open. Play Taylor or do Ake to Bradley for a hit? I would just probably play Taylor. As much as I love Bradley for this week. I mean, who knows? Like, people were saying, oh, Darwin might not start. Who knows about Salah's minutes? Saka might not start. Everyone seems very keen on Bradley, who, guess what, might not start. It's not a guarantee. They could play Gomez and Tsimikas. I think Bradley will start, but it's not a guarantee. 2 gig will need new wiring and cables. Is that true? As far as I know, the current fiber they're putting in can go up to 10 gig. Could be wrong though. I'm not a network engineer or anything like that. When do Liverpool mathematically win the league? They don't, unfortunately. They don't win it this year. It's going to be City again. Still no news on Trippier? Not that I've seen. I don't think you're going to get anything ahead of the deadline, but you never know. If I see anything, I'll let you know. 13 minutes, 30 seconds ish to the deadline. Living on a Prayer or Paradise City? I feel like if you were out, you'd want Living on a Prayer to come on. Play Taylor or Ake? Oh, I did that one already. I would just play Taylor. Would I sell Son for Saka? I don't think so. Any important leaks? No, don't think so. Sadly, no more deadline streaming from your car. Well, you never know. This internet has gone down before. It feels like it always goes down in Game Week 38, just as I'm trying to plan to do 3 streams in a day. Spurs competing for the league next year? Nope, probably not. No, new wires in your house and cables. Most cat. Okay, fair enough. That would be annoying actually, because I've got a cable that was put in that runs. So my modem's in the kitchen, so I've got a cable that was drilled out of the house. It goes round the back of the house and then up to my office. So it'd be annoying if I had to get that redone. And look, 1 gig is fine. I don't need 2 gig for anything. I have set my FPL challenge team, yeah. There's no real accounts that I would say would definitely get you Newcastle news, but Isak will surely start, right? It's a quick turnaround, I know, but he's got to play, I think. Thoughts on Son, Watkins, Areola to Cunha, Salah, Sarr from -4. I don't hate it because I think you've got to take the hit for the goalkeeper, right? Yeah, I don't mind that at all. Already asked you and said you don't like it. Okay, but I'm super conflicted, so I'll ask again. I'm just going to say I don't like it again. Watkins and Bowen to Darwin and Saka for a hit. Wait, did I say I don't like that? Why wouldn't I like that? Oh, well, Watkins to Darwin is fine. I don't think you need to do Bowen to Saka for a hit necessarily. You're not going to captain Saka, right? And free hit 34 means you don't need Saka for that. So you could just get him next week for free. So, I mean, it's fine. If I said I don't like it, then I probably didn't mean that. It's fine, but I don't think I would do it necessarily. Watkins to Isak, Nunez or Muniz. Nunez if you're not free hitting 34. Isak if you are. Take out Bowen or Maddison for Foden or Saka. Probably Bowen and probably for Saka. I think Maddison's help is kind of handy long term. I mean, if you're not free hit 34, I'd probably just keep Bowen. I think. Like West Ham's fixtures. Let me just have a quick look here. Spurs at home, Wolves away, Fulham at home, Palace away in 34. It's not bad. If you're not free hit 34, then probably just get rid of Maddison. Zulkarnan, thank you very much. Who would you bench? Zabani, Udogi, Robinson. Zabani out of those, I think. Oh yeah, did that one. Some Twitter account was saying there's a Newcastle injury people don't know about, but you can't say who. Yeah, some people were speculating that could be Livramento, but I honestly, I've got no idea. Triple captain Salah, if you want to do it in a single game week, this is probably the week to do it. I mean, I don't think there's a better single game week to captain Salah for the rest of the season, but I'd rather wait for the double game week. Can you get rid of Son before 34? Not for Luton, but what week? Well, I mean, the Luton game's gone, right? You can get rid of Son whenever you want. He's not essential, but I think he's pretty good for this week and next week. And then 33 is Newcastle away. Is anyone worried about playing against that Newcastle defence right now? Probably not. Bench Richarlison or Muniz? Richarlison for me. Is Salah during Ramadan essential for captain? I mean, every year he's good, right? So, but not essential. We're not allowed to say that, but he's very good. As a Newcastle fan, I'm very worried the injury is Bruno. He is usually active on Twitter about the match ahead, and he's been quiet. Oh my god, that would be another massive blow for Newcastle. Like, ridiculous at this point. City have Madrid either side of Luton. Perhaps Haaland rested. Perhaps, but he wasn't rested for any of the Premier League games in between Champions League games last year. The Bayern ones and the Real Madrid ones. So I think he'll play. Maddison out, Havertz or Diaz in for a -4. If you have to do it, I would get Diaz. Can I go without Haaland for the rest of the season? Enables much for my team since I don't have a wild card for the doubles and kind of feels like he hasn't been as good as before the injury. I mean, he had 6 returns in 6 games after the injury, and then he blanked against Liverpool and Arsenal. But yes, you can go without him if you want. Play Mateta or Sarabia. I mean, if the title's still open, Haaland will definitely be the highest captain player in 37, you'd imagine. Before then, he'll be fine. Play Mateta or Sarabia. Sarabia, I'm going to say. Bench Tony or Solanke. If you have to bench one of them, probably Solanke, but I'd want to play both, I think. Pick 2 for the rest of the season. Ain't Yuri, Vardio, Porro. For the rest of the season, Porro and Vardio, I guess. Pick 1 for this game week. I'm going to say Ain't Yuri. A. Solomon, thank you very much. Thanks for the quality content. Thanks for being a member for 4 months. Much appreciated. So, I mean, I've already talked about this on videos, but last year, for the quarterfinals, which I think were against Bayern, Haaland started against Leicester, which was the game in between the 2 Champions League games, and he played 45 minutes. But he played 45 minutes because they were 3-0 up at half-time when he had 2 goals. And then he played 78 minutes against Everton, which was the match in between the 2 Real Madrid games in the semi-finals, and he scored a goal. So, do I think he's going to play 90 minutes against Luton? Absolutely not. But I do think there's a good chance he starts. But of course, if he's got a knock closer to the time or something like that, they might not risk him. And a lot of it will probably depend on how the first leg goes as well. If they've got a comfortable-ish lead, then maybe there's more chance he plays against Luton. So we can just assess it closer to the time. But as it stands, I'm going to be captaining Haaland against Luton. How do I remember these things? I don't. I just looked it up. And then I remembered it since I've looked it up. Chances of Saka starting, you're going to have to assume pretty good, right? Is Isak starting? Presumably. Leaks who to follow? No one really that I know of. I mean, I've got to be honest, if you're this worried about Isak starting, maybe he shouldn't be in your... I mean, there's no Wilson. Gordon suspended. Who else is going to play number 9? I feel like if Isak's causing you that much panic, maybe you don't need him in your team in general. You're going to have this every week otherwise. I know it's a midweek game, but still. Onana gets so much grief, but he's the highest scoring keeper in FPL. Onana's actually been good for Man United. I think the problem is a couple of the mistakes he's made have been high profile. One, because he's Man United's goalkeeper, but also because they were quite bad. But overall, he's actually been good. He has. Has he completely transformed Man United? No, but I don't think that's his fault. Put it that way. But yeah, for FPL he's been good, and for real life he's been good too. Charles Watts doesn't think Saka will start. What, has he tweeted something? Where does he say that? Is it in an article or something? Pickford wouldn't have been a better signing. No. I like Pickford, but come on. That's correct. 5 minutes to go. Not even 5 minutes now. Just under 4.5 minutes till the deadline. Make sure to get your moves locked in. I'm just going to double check mine, even though, again, they've been locked in since Sunday. A video earlier. Ooh, sure. Don't start giving me last minute worries about Saka. Well, I wouldn't mind playing Sarabia, but I just think without concrete news, I don't think I can. I don't think I can bench Saka. Like, if someone says he will be benched, is that just that he thinks he's going to be benched, or do you think it's inside information? Newcastle just tweeted a picture of Isak, by the way, which probably means he starts. Not guaranteed, but 2 minutes ago. If he won't start, he'll come off the bench. Yeah, exactly. But if we knew Saka was benched, then I would just play Sarabia. I think. Even though Luton at home is such a good fixture. He trained today, exactly. That's why I'm not particularly worried. I just think the fact that a lot of people have... Saka's leg fell off. I think the fact that a lot of people keep mentioning him, that he could be benched, I don't know. Is Watkins a sell for a hit or bench him? Well, it depends. If you can bench him for someone else good, then he's not a must to get rid of. Just seen Saka in home bargains. He says he's not playing today. Apparently Nunez is benched too. According to who, right? It's 2 days away. The game. I mean, Darwin could be benched. I'm a bit worried about it. I mean, I had to make another move to fund Salah anyway. So, whatever, I guess. But I'd like him to start. The fact that Watkins completely misses out this week makes me feel a little bit better about the move anyway. Zabani or Gusto? I'd probably play Gusto and hope for the best. Play Neto or Dubravka? I'm going to say Neto. Chances of Saka starting? I've already done that one, haven't I? Saka is in training, exactly. But it is Luton at home, right? They might bench him. They might just give him a rest. They've got Brighton away and then Bayern Munich and then Villa, right? They've got much tougher matches after Luton. I think I'm going to play him. I mean, it does look nice putting him on the bench and playing Sarabia instead. And Sarabia plays today as well. If Sarabia does really well, if Sarabia does great tonight, I'm then going to be wishing that the Saka benching stuff is correct. Kelleher or Pickford? I mean, if I was picking like a long-term goalkeeper, I'd go for Pickford. But for this week, definitely Kelleher. And if he lasts till game week 34, then great. Saka's out, had too much Nando sauce. Zabani or Paro? Paro. If Saka's bench, he's not coming on. I mean, that would probably depend on how the game's going, right? If they're comfortable, then yeah, you give them a full rest. If not, you don't, right? We've got less than a minute anyway. I'm just going to play him. And hope for the best. I kind of want to play Sarabia though, but yeah, if they bench him because they want to rest him, then yeah, presumably he'd stay on the bench if they're doing well. But if they're like 1-0 down with half an hour to go, he's probably coming on, right? Messi or Ronaldo? Messi. The K Stone, thank you very much for becoming a member. Much appreciated. If you haven't already, by the way, before you all run off, make sure to give the video a like and hit that subscribe button if you haven't done so already. We are on 30. We're close to 397k. We need 189 more people. So hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Did you see Ollie on the overlap, his chat about trying to sign Haaland? Yeah, but those kind of stories always come out, right? I mean, I'm pretty sure that Man United maybe not had a chance, but I think they looked at Thierry Henry, for example, and just didn't go with it. So those things always happen. We are locked in, by the way. Locked in. Good luck this week. Good luck. If you want to watch any games, someone's usually streaming them on Twitter. I prefer to watch them properly, if I can. What's the beef with the word asset? There's no beef at all. People just don't like the word. There we go, locked in. I'm very happy with how my team looks this week. Now let's see if it actually does well. News that Isak is benched after the deadline. According to who, though? Be careful where you get news from. My God, imagine if he's benched, though. Like, who the hell would they play? Oh, Livramento's ruled out. Okay. Yeah, there was rumours that he was the one that was been told that Livramento's been ruled out for today's game. Okay, fair enough. Tony's accurate. Willock is number 9. Willock at number 9. Jesus. Surely he starts, Isak. Can't believe you benched Saka. I haven't benched Saka. I wouldn't trust too many people that are saying that Darwin's benched already because it's 2 days until they play. It's probably not 100% confirmed yet. I wouldn't be shocked if Darwin is benched for Gakpo, honestly. Could happen. Share number 10. Right, I'm going to leave it there anyway. Thank you very much for watching. If you haven't done so already, give this stream a like, hit that subscribe button. I will be back on probably Thursday. Probably give today's and tomorrow's games time to get played out, and then do some content from Thursday onwards. Obviously, that'll be game week 32, and then it's just every weekend then until the end of the season. There's no more midweek game weeks. This is it. Every other one is a Saturday, I think, apart from obviously the last day of the season, which will be on a Sunday. Sunday, the 19th of May. And it's a 2:30 deadline. All the matches are at 4 o'clock. This is my FPL challenge team as it stands, but I might go and change that a little bit, so don't pay too much attention to it. Like if Trippier's starting, I'm going to get him in the team. Right, I'm off. Enjoy the rest of your Tuesday, and I will catch you again later.